Hello and welcome to The Haunting Place. The hag has been a central archetype in folklore and fairy tale for centuries, often cast as a woman who seems innocuous at first, easy to ignore or mistreat, but do so at your peril, for the hag will reveal herself to be of tremendous power, and is rather fond of revenge. However, the hag is so much more than this, and when used effectively in any form of creation, she gives the author and script writer alike genuine power over their audience. So join me tonight in The Haunting Place to discover how you can use the hag archetype to influence, to haunt your audience, and to demonstrate your power with just about everyone you meet. Welcome to The Haunting Place. Let us sit a while at the author's desk to discover some of the secrets of creating narrative that haunts. Whether you are authoring a book, scripting a vlog, or writing an article, here you'll explore how to reach deeply into the hearts and minds of your audience, how to creep them out, and how to leave them emotionally haunted. Tonight, we turn our attention to the hag, an often maligned character who is really the author's secret weapon. To our ancestors, words were more powerful than we can ever imagine. They feared words with a greater depth than we can ever comprehend, for words had the ability to summon unimaginable terrors from the darkness. To use a word aloud caused it to be real. Words were the precursor to reality. One did not speak of those who lurked in otherworldly places. To say their names was to get their attention, and if there was one thing you really did not want to do, it was to make them aware of you. Only those fearless enough and knowledgeable enough would tell stories by the fireside of those creatures that hid beyond the security of the light, and even then they narrated their tales with reverence and respect. For storytelling was not something one did for mere entertainment. It was a crucial part of life, instilling within the younger members of the clan the rules of life, how to survive in a hard and horrifying world. Stories helped people make sense of the world, to understand what came next. Each allegory evoked the imagery and symbolism of a path, one that would keep you safe, away from the clutches of those you could not see until it was too late. For even knowing about those monsters would put you in harm's way, but knowing about them was the only way a community could arm itself against the avarice of their inhuman intentions. For some people, stories seem unimportant. They are just stories after all. However, the power of story is more integral to our very survival than we could possibly comprehend. Whilst many believe in demons of the old world, for most, these elusive creatures are merely the stuff of fiction, fodder for the suggestible mind. In an enlightened world, our true demons are no longer foul horrors secreted away in the dark forest or desolate wilderness, but rather a more nuanced strain of sophisticated monster. They bide their time, hidden away at the back of drawers, in unopened emails, and waiting, ready to pounce in the next bank statement. Poverty, failure, loneliness are just some of the words that conjure up deep-rooted fears within. These may not have faces or corporeal forms for us, but their presence exists in myriad experiences. These situations and circumstance have taught us what it feels like to find ourselves lost and straying from the metaphorical path our ancestors valued with such sacred fervour. For every person, the horrors that haunt us just on the verge of consciousness are different. They evoke contrasting emotions and unleash a unique set of memories for each individual. These may not be the demons our ancestors feared, but they do summon the same strain of feelings to the same degree of intensity. Yet the words that invite anxiety, fear, and terror into our hearts and minds all do one very important thing. Just as words can be used to lift the veil on those troublesome demons, giving them free rein over our emotions and thoughts, words can also exorcise their hold over us. When thought, spoken, or written in a specific and necessary way, words can free us from the darkness and guide us back to life, happy and fulfilled. That one thing words must do to usher in the darkness or the light is so simple that it seems somehow out of place amidst the complications and complexities of our digital world. And whilst the context may have changed, we are essentially those same tribal humans seeking a way forward that brings happiness and security. Words amalgamated into a compelling story, one that raises the heartbeat just a fraction, can summon all manner of experiences. The particular events of each story will decide what the reader feels and thinks, but it is the simple speeding up of the heartbeats that causes a whole slew of neurophysiological behaviours. Electrical impulses cascade into chemical interactions. Using just the power of words, you can inspire an audience to achieve great things, or plague their waking thoughts. This is the potential of storytelling, a way of using words to rip a person from the trance-like monotony of daily life and place something awe-inspiring directly in their path. The master storyteller can blend narrative devices with the perfect words as an apothecary will blend medicines. Both create drugs, one chemical and the other linguistic. And whilst stories may seem more subtle, a tale that interrupts patterns of behaviour and magnetises its reader into another way of thinking has longer lasting effects than any pharmaceutical. In the realm of the author's imagination, there exists a powerful archetype known as the Hag, a symbol of ancient wisdom and formidable strength. In their works, the Hag embodies a complex tapestry of dark magic, alluring mystique, and unyielding power. The Hag archetype is the author's most powerful avatar. Representing their deepest desires and fears, they hold the key to unlocking hidden realms of imagination. One may think the author breathes life into the Hag, shaping her with every stroke of their pen and tap of key. Yet the Hag exists beyond mere character. She reveals the author's own struggles, their darkness and their hidden desires. She symbolises the untamed power that resides within the core of every human being. The Hag archetype allows us to explore the depths of our collective imaginations and confront the complexities of the human psyche. It is through her story we discover the beauty in the darkness and the strength in vulnerability. The Hag archetype resonates with readers on a primal level. They see themselves reflected, finding solace and inspiration within the author's words. By embracing the power of the Hag archetype, we embark on a journey of self-discovery through the realms of imagination. And in their use of the alchemical words, there is no greater ally for the author than the archetype of the Hag. For in the narrative world, her MO is to be dismissed as nothing but an irritation, a lonely beggar on the side of the road that deserves derision for her presence. Yet once scorned, the Hag demonstrates her real power, the power of the primal monster within. For just as our ancestors would not mention the names of those out there for fear of attracting their attention, awakening the Hag is to poke something primordial within you. Most authors and creators tend also to ignore the Hag in favour of the hero. Indeed, the hero's journey is the most widely employed narrative arc in all stories, be they fiction or non-fiction. From book to blog posts, movies to vlogs, the hero is the go-to archetype, for we are all told to strive for being the hero of our own stories. Yet whilst most creators blend in with the hero, some know where their real power exists. The Hag is akin to the pawn on a chessboard, not the pawn that is sacrificed and used as bait, but that rare creature who makes their way to the throne, the pawn that will at some point in the game become a queen. We do not look at the pawn as royalty, but she is, and she knows it. The Hag understands everything about the story and the world she inhabits, because she is you, the author, the writer, the storyteller, the world builder. She just exists inside the narrative. Characters, your audience, the world itself will all look and see the pawn, but you and she know different. Should anybody misstep and treat the Hag with anything other than dignity and respect, she will punish them, with a retribution so swift and devastating as to snuff them out, smudging them from the face of the world as one might scrape away an annoying fly from the table. Whether you engage an audience in story, in article, in conversation, the Hag you put forward will instantly be mistaken for something insignificant, and your audience will show you their true colours and intent. Most will simply observe. Some will recognise the power you are presenting, with a like and a knowing comment. But most will just ignore her, or worse still, treat her unkindly. And that is when she awakens, for she knows this story, this realm better than any villain. She is stronger than any hero, and she can do whatever she desires. We sometimes see the Hag initially represented as a hero, diverting the audience's collective attention to settle into a regular narrative, one they have heard or seen many times before. It is comfortable because they know it so well. It is so expected as to not upset or disengage the ever-alluring hit of dopamine to lull into a familiar haze. And she watches, paying attention to their every move, for those who see her and those who don't. They think it's just a story, some words upon a page, a screen or a lip. They listen and they watch, all the while unaware of her presence at their shoulder and in their ear. How she, the Hag, has already stepped beyond the story and is now haunting them when the story is done, be it through completion or lack of intention. Some see a character, a woman or a man, or someone who defies gender. They can be living or dead or inanimate. They might be an innocuous object, a house in the woods, nothing more than a voice without a face. For the Hag knows the world, and the Hag is the author. She is the one characters of the story do not know exists, behind the face, the screen, and the voice. And this is the power of the hag, for whilst some will confine her to the narrative of the page and anecdote, most will ignore her or revile her, and some, a few, maybe just you, will notice she exists not only in the tales and folklore and media we consume. She exists in the world, in the back of drawers and the bank statements, in the conversations and the way we navigate our lives. For she is not a hag by the roadside, awaiting a kindness. She is you. Not just you, the author of the story, but you, the author of your life. And she can enact a horrible fate or the most exquisite delight upon those you meet. For once you know the story of the hag, she is with you, stepping out of the story and taking her place by your side. You just need to see her, to recognise her, and to offer a kindness. You just need to give her a way into your audience's world, and she will treat them as they treat you. For she is the hag, and she is always watching. For now, and always remember, every moment you embody in this life, make it a haunting place.